Aberrants have invaded the entire world. Every person is randomly bound to a private safe house. Every night, someone knocks, begging to be let in. Open the door to an aberrant and you die. Shelter a real human, and you earn 100 gold coins. Gold buys supplies and upgrades the safe house. But if your safe house falls behind, aberrants will smash through the door and slaughter the owner. To survive this nightmare, I was desperately studying how to reinforce my door. Then a cold mechanical voice rang in my head. To help humans survive, the system will reveal aberrant traits at random intervals. The first trait is now being announced. Bluish nails, abnormally sharp. Tonight's mandatory mission: shelter at least one human on the first night. Otherwise, the house will be deemed unqualified and purged. Starter pack has been issued. Please check your inventory. Then the mechanical voice vanished. I looked at the ordinary door in front of me, thinking about those bluish, abnormally sharp nails. Like a zombie or a vengeful ghost. One scratch and this door would be shredded. And I have to shelter a human. I can't just let any random person in. I let out a long sigh. Forget it. Overthinking now is useless. I'll deal with it when night comes. Better check what's in the starter pack first. I opened the system panel. A few simple options were listed. Shop, backpack, chat room. I opened the backpack. The backpack was divided into many slots. After selecting the gift pack, following a burst of firework effects, several items appeared in my inventory. 10 boxes of braised beef self-heating rice, a case of purified water, a hand crank radio, an AK-47 assault rifle, 4 boxes totaling 120 rounds of ammunition. I was so excited I almost screamed. I immediately gripped the rifle. The metal was ice cold. The heavy metallic weight gave me an instant sense of security. The anxiety from before vanished instantly. I rubbed my stomach. I wasn't hungry yet. First, I'll inspect this randomly assigned house. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. The doors and windows are basic. The balcony railing isn't sturdy either. If an aberrant attacks, it won't hold for minutes. I need to earn gold and upgrade quickly. I looked through the peephole. The hallway was pitch black. Only the emergency light emitted a faint green glow. Then, the mechanical voice sounded again. Night has fallen. Visitors are arriving. I immediately tightened my grip on the rifle. They're coming. Is anyone there? Please open the door. I can't hold on much longer. Hearing it was a girl, I secretly breathed a sigh of relief. There's a huge strength gap between men and women. Even if this girl is a problem, I'm confident I can pull the trigger. Looking through the peephole, the hallway was too dark. I only saw a slender figure, shaking uncontrollably. She looked like a human driven to the brink. Stay where you are. Don't move. Slide your hand through the door gap. I need to check your nails. If she hesitates or refuses, I won't waste a word. I'll shoot. The girl outside didn't hesitate. She immediately slid her hand through the gap. I turned on the flashlight. Under the bright light, her pale pink nails were smooth and rounded. Not a hint of blue or sharpness. I relaxed a little, but I didn't lower the gun. I still didn't lower the gun. Come in. I opened the door, aiming the muzzle at her chest. As soon as she entered, she covered her face, sobbing uncontrollably. She was wearing a white t-shirt, light blue skinny jeans, outlining her slender waist and smooth legs. I locked the door. I stepped back 2 paces to maintain a safe distance. My voice was cold. Stop faking the tears. Who are you? What's the situation outside? Only then did the girl notice the gun in my hand. Her sobbing stopped abruptly, and she trembled. My name is Tang Xiaoyue. Everything outside is in chaos. Aberrants are everywhere, and the moon has become strange, glowing with an eerie red light. The aberrants seem more active under that red light. She paused, then started crying again. I escaped with my roommate, Lin Feifei. We knocked on so many safe house doors, but no one would open them. Feifei told me to find a place to hide first, while she tried other doors. I don't know where she is now. When she lowered her hands, her features were delicate and beautiful. Those large, tear-reddened eyes made her look even more fragile and pitiful. But times have changed. Her crying was giving me a headache. I said impatiently, "Stop wailing. If she survived, you'll see her again. If she didn't, what's the point of crying?" Xiaoyue, are you in there? Open the door quickly. It's me, Feifei. Feifei. Don't worry, I'll open the door right now. With that, she tried to bypass me to open the door. I grabbed her arm firmly. Who told you to open it? Her eyes reddened with urgency. She struggled desperately to break free from my grip, her voice filled with confusion and pleading. She's my roommate. Feifei, please let her in. I shoved her aside. She let out a cry and fell to the floor. I ignored her. I looked through the peephole. A slightly shorter girl was standing outside. Stay where you are. Don't move. Slide your hand through the door gap. I need to check your nails. She hesitated and didn't move. I had a bad feeling. This is bad. This girl is strange. She might be an aberrant. Then, Tang Xiaoyue urged from behind me, Feifei, hurry up and put your hand through. Just one look and you can come in. Hearing Tang Xiaoyue's urging, Feifei slowly slid her hand through the gap. Under the bright light, her fingers were slightly curved. Her nails had a faint bluish tint, and the tips were sharp like claws. They glinted with an eerie, cold light under the beam. Tang Xiaoyue gasped behind me. She fell silent. Outside, seeing no response, Feifei's tone became impatient. Xiaoyue, let me in now. Didn't you say just checking my hand was enough? Tang Xiaoyue covered her mouth, shaking her head as tears welled up again. Outside, Feifei noticed Tang Xiaoyue wasn't answering her. Xiaoyue, let me in. There are so many inhumans outside. That strength, she's no fragile girl. In the gap as she slammed against the door, I yanked the door open with all my might, muzzle aimed straight at her chest. Without a second's hesitation, I squeezed the trigger, a sharp crack of gunfire. The bullet hit instantly. Feifei let out an eerie shriek. The sheer force sent her body slamming hard against the hallway wall. Thick, dark green liquid splattered the wall, emitting a pungent, stinging stench. She twitched a few times, then went still. Tang Xiaoyue froze, terrified by the sight. Her face turned deathly pale. She forgot how to even cry. Her eyes were filled with dread. When she looked at me, there was an instinctive awe. I holstered my gun, my voice flat. Look closely. If you dare be soft-hearted again, you'll be the next one to die.
Tang Xiao nốt đét Franc cô.
I understand. I won't do it again. I'll do whatever you say. Seeing her so submissive, now we're getting somewhere. Only those who adapt to the rules of the apocalypse can survive. I leaned against the wall, fiddling with my assault rifle, waiting for the next visitor. Not long after, a mechanical voice echoed in my head. First night visits concluded. Calculating shelter results. Homeowner, Luja.
Umans sheltarat.
Reward, 100 gold coins. Coins have been deposited into your account. Available for use in the system store. The moment the coins hit, the weight finally lifted from my heart. I immediately opened the store panel, and without hesitation, clicked door and window reinforcement. Exactly 100 coins. The moment I confirmed the purchase, a faint sound of construction echoed. It wasn't loud, but I could feel the doors and windows vibrating. Once the upgrades were finished, I reached out and pushed the main door. Felt heavy and solid, no longer that flimsy piece of wood. The windows were now stainless steel, looking rock solid. As the night grew deeper, I walked to the living room window and peered down. Outside was still pitch black. The red moonlight filtered through the glass. The apocalypse had arrived silently. Tang Xiaoyue huddled in the corner of the sofa, her eyes full of exhaustion and fear. Looking around, she looked too terrified to sleep. Seeing me head toward the bedroom, she seemed to summon a burst of courage. Her large eyes looked at me expectantly. Her voice was soft. I'm a little scared. There are only 2 of us in this house. Can I sleep with you? Hearing this, I gave her a cold stare. I pointed to the side room. Cut the act. Either sleep in that bed, or on the living room sofa. No matter where you are, unless I say so, you are not to leave. Tang Xiaoyue's expression instantly collapsed. She gave me a huffy glare. She grumbled as she got up, dragging her feet toward the side room. She intentionally made a loud noise when lying down. I watched her, sneering inwardly. Throwing a tantrum is useless. My place, my rules. I don't know how long I slept, but I suddenly snapped awake. My first instinct was to feel for the rifle beside me. Only when my fingers touched the cold steel did I finally feel at ease. I got up and checked my phone. It was 4 p.m. Not long until dark. Only 4 p.m. and it's already getting dark. The side room door creaked open a crack. Tang Xiaoyue peeked her head in. You're awake? I walked toward her with a smirk.
I'm hungry.
What do you want? I stepped in front of her. 1 box each. I pulled out a self-heating rice meal and handed it to her. Tang Xiaoyue's eyes widened as she nodded repeatedly, but for some reason, a flicker of disappointment crossed her mind. I opened the system panel, checked my balance. 0 gold coins. Then I opened the chat room. Yesterday I was too busy waiting for visitors, so I didn't have time to check the messages. Now was the perfect time to see what others were saying. The chat was scrolling rapidly, most of them complaining about last night's horrors. Then one message caught my eye, from a user named Zhao Kai. He sounded urgent. I tested an inhuman last night and found a new clue. Their memory of distant numbers is fuzzy. They can't calculate dates. My eyes lit up instantly. Another way to identify the Inhumans. I took out my phone and noted it down. Just then, a rich aroma wafted over. Tang Xiaoyue handed me the self-heating rice. As I ate heartily, I said, "From now on, you're in charge of the chores in the safe house. Sheltering real humans earns me coins. Coins mean supplies. If you want a free ride, get the hell out." Tang Xiaoyue ate a big mouthful and answered seriously, "I understand. I'll do my best." Before I knew it, darkness fell. The mechanical voice echoed in my head again, announcing the second trait for identifying Inhumans. Under strong light, the irises appear as a gray mist. 3 visitors will arrive tonight. Homeowner, please be prepared. I sat on the sofa, fiddling with my rifle. I now have 3 clues. The accuracy of identifying Inhumans has increased. Just then, a slow, faint knocking sounded at the door. Tang Xiaoyue edged closer to me, almost sitting on my lap. I gave her a nudge. "You open the door." Tang Xiaoyue's eyes immediately welled up. Seeing that I remained unmoved, she braced herself and walked to the door. A coughing sound came from outside. It sounded like an elderly man. His voice was frail, weak, and full of desperation. "Is anyone there? I'm not well. I can't run. Please open the door." Tang Xiaoyue's eyes flickered, and she went to open it. I slapped the back of her head. She turned and glared at me. "Old man, don't rush. Slide your hand through the gap in the door. Let me check." The old man outside didn't hesitate and slowly slid his hand inside. Tang Xiaoyue turned on the flashlight. Under the bright light, she looked closely. She looked back and shook her head at me. "Check her eyes again. See if the iris has changed." Tang Xiaoyue did as told immediately. She aimed the flashlight through the gap in the door. When the bright light hit the old man's wrinkled, weathered face, her heart softened. The light only swept across briefly. She didn't see the state of the iris clearly at all. She bit her lip and whispered, "It looks fine." With that, she unlocked the door. I suddenly had a bad intuition. Just as I was about to stop her, the old man outside saw the door open. A sinister glint flashed in his eyes. He stopped pretending to be frail and lunged violently toward Tang Xiaoyue. Withered claws reached straight for her throat. "To be continued. Watch out." I roared and lunged from the side. At the same time, I pulled the trigger without hesitation, aiming for the old man's chest. A loud bang echoed. The bullet hit instantly. Several bloody holes exploded in the mutant's chest. He was thrown straight back, twitched a few times, and then stopped moving. Thick, dark green liquid splashed onto the door. It emitted a pungent stench, exactly like the mutant I killed last night. Panting heavily, I stared at Tang Xiaoyue, who had collapsed on the floor. Her back was already soaked in cold sweat. Life and death had been separated by a hair's breadth. "What the hell were you doing? How many times have I taught you?" Tang Xiaoyue's face was deathly pale, her lips trembling, unable to speak. Her eyes were filled with panic and lingering fear. "You were soft-hearted and pitied him. If I had been 1 second late, you would be the one lying on the floor right now." Tears instantly flooded Tang Xiaoyue's eyes. She lowered her head, her shoulders shaking uncontrollably. "I know I was wrong. I'll check properly from now on. I'll never be negligent again." She looked up at me. Her red eyes were full of grievance and guilt. "I'll never be soft-hearted again. I'll only listen to you. Please don't kick me out." Unmoved, I looked at her coldly. "This is the last time. If you still can't adapt to this apocalypse, find your own death. Just don't drag me down."
Tang Xiao not dead family.
Clean the door. I sat on the sofa holding the gun, watching Tang Xiaoyue kneel on the floor, scrubbing with trembling hands. Not long after, a series of urgent and violent knocks sounded. The force of the thuds was immense. The door panel vibrated slightly. It felt like the dust on the walls was shaking loose. Tang Xiaoyue, who was scrubbing the floor, jumped in fright. Hurry up and open the door. Stop playing dead. I'm a human. If you don't open up, I'll break the door down and kill you. I frowned as I listened. A flash of fear crossed Tang Xiaoyue's eyes. She instinctively leaned closer to me and whispered, "He sounds so mean. What's there to fear?" I patted her arm, signaling her to calm down. Whether he's human or a mutant, we'll know after the check. Even if he is human, if he dares to act wild here, I'll deal with him. Seeing no response from inside, the man outside grew more aggressive and kicked the door hard. "You people inside, listen up. Open the door, or I'm smashing it in." Tang Xiaoyue took a deep breath, gripping the flashlight tightly in her hand. "Stop shouting. Put your hand through the door gap. If the check is clear, we'll let you in." The man outside cursed a few times. Impatiently, he thrust a hand through the gap. His tone was arrogant. "Check. Check. Check. Go ahead and check. If you waste my time, you'll pay for it." I leaned toward the gap. Using the light from Tang Xiaoyue's flashlight, I carefully examined his nails pale black, trimmed short, neither blue nor pointed. It matched the characteristics of a human. Tang Xiaoyue then aimed the light at his eyes, inspecting them closely. She looked back and shook her head at me. Tang Xiaoyue opened the door slightly. Her voice was still tense. "Come in." The man shoved the door open and swaggered inside. He was tall and burly, with a hideous scar across his face and a switchblade in his hand. As soon as he entered, he looked around. His greedy eyes scanned the ammo and the remaining self-heating rice on the coffee table. "Damn. Didn't expect this crappy apartment to have so much good stuff. Looks like I came to the right place." He turned to look at me and Tang Xiaoyue. "From today on, this safe house belongs to me. You two will be my lackeys. If you dare disobey, I'll gut you with one knife." As he spoke, he flicked the switchblade in his hand. The blade glinted coldly under the light. Clearly, he didn't take us seriously. Tang Xiaoyue was shaking with fear, instinctively hiding behind me, while I remained standing in place, my rifle raised slightly. My eyes were cold, devoid of any warmth. Killing intent surged within me instantly. I sneered and aimed the rifle at him. "Is that so? I think it's time I taught you what truth really means. Who do you think you're threatening with that toy?" Back when I was in the game, before he could finish, I pulled the trigger. The man's eyes widened as he stared at the smoking barrel. "I'm a human. You actually dared to kill me." With that, the man collapsed. "The owner of this house is me, and only me." Tang Xiaoyue expressed no dissatisfaction with my actions. "Now we just have to wait for the last person, right?" I pointed toward the corner of the distant hallway. "No need to wait. Someone was spying from the corner. That was likely the third visitor. He's already been scared off." I returned to the room and locked the door. At that moment, the system notification sounded in my head. "Tonight's visitors have all completed their visits. Beginning settlement of shelter achievements." Since no new survivors joined, I still only received 100 gold coins. Food and water are sufficient for now, so I decided to save the money first. The arrival of the gold coins meant tonight's crisis had ended. Just as I closed my eyes to sleep, the knocking sounded again. My scalp began to tingle. I didn't want to get out of bed to open the door, but the familiar mechanical voice sounded again. "A mysterious visitor has arrived. The owner must open the door to welcome them within 10 seconds. Otherwise, the visitor will ignore defenses and force entry." Naturally, I didn't want to be the first one to go out and get killed, so I thought about letting Tang Xiaoyue open the door for me. I flipped the switch. I found Tang Xiaoyue with her eyes rolled back. She had fainted from terror. I cursed and jumped out of bed with my gun, slowly sliding the door open. "Who the hell is disturbing my sleep?" A man's voice drifted through the gap above the door. "My apologies, Mr. Luja, for disturbing your rest, but I still hope you can put the gun down and speak with me calmly." My vision blurred when I saw who it was. A 6-meter-tall man in a silver robe. "Mr. Luja, please answer my question truthfully. Inside your house, is there anyone else besides you?" Facing this supernatural horror, I didn't even have the will to resist. "There's a girl named Tang Xiaoyue in the dorm." "Then you are truly lucky. I will visit again in 2 days. I hope that by then, your home has 2 or more residents." With that, the lanky man vanished down the corridor. A wave of fear washed over me. If I hadn't taken in Tang Xiaoyue last night, the outcome for me would have been grim. Tonight's mysterious visitor redefined the scale of this apocalypse. To think that, in this world, there are such incomprehensible horrors. I tossed and turned in bed, I only closed my eyes as dawn approached. When I woke up again, it was already evening outside. I opened the chat room. A homeowner named Zhao Kai sent a string of messages to figure out what aberrants actually are. I intentionally let one into my house. Aberrants have fuzzy memories of the distant past. They make basic common sense mistakes. After Zhao Kai finished sharing, the chat exploded with "May you have a peaceful life. Good man." I quickly noted this new way to identify aberrants. It was now 6 o'clock. A mechanical voice echoed in my mind. "Today, I solemnly introduce a group of heroes to you, the Imposter Response Unit. Their researchers have discovered that aberrants' eyes appear red and swollen. 3 visitors will arrive tonight. Homeowners, please be ready to identify them. The Imposter Response Unit will continue to fight for human survival. I wish you all a safe night." I stared at the computer screen, deep in thought. A new identification method was announced today. The previous methods might become obsolete. The aberrants are evolving. With the experience of the past 2 nights, I wasn't as nervous anymore. I opened the game and waited for the visitors. Not until midnight did a knock sound at the door. Tang Xiaoyue went to the door and opened a small crack. A ragged old man stood before the dorm. "Little girl, can you let me in? I can barely walk." "Could. But I'll have to ask you to undergo a check first, Grandpa." Then Tang Xiaoyue raised the flashlight, aiming it straight at the old man's eyes. Under the intense light, the old man's irises instantly turned into a gray mist. Seeing this, Tang Xiaoyue slammed the door shut and locked it. That old man at the door must be an aberrant. I patted Tang Xiaoyue on the shoulder. "Well done. You're growing up fast." Tang Xiaoyue's transformation gratified me. After this incident, I wanted to take in useful people even more. In the blink of an eye, it was 4 a.m. Only a little over an hour until dawn. But only one visitor had come tonight. I leaned back in my chair and closed my eyes for a nap. Just as I was drifting off, the knocking sounded again. I snapped back to attention. Gun in hand, I hid behind the door, camping for an ambush. Tang Xiaoyue opened the door a crack, but when she peeked out, she froze, because the last 2 visitors had arrived together, and they were a father and daughter. "This is my daughter, Xiaowei. Please, I beg you to take her in." Hearing this, I walked to the door with my rifle. "If you want to come in, you must pass my inspection first." The man nodded and gave his daughter a slight push forward. Tang Xiaoyue shone the flashlight into Xiaowei's eyes. Her eyes were red, combined with that pitiful look. "You've put on quite an act. I almost let you in." Terrified, Xiaowei crouched on the ground, sobbing uncontrollably. "That's impossible. Handsome, there must be some mistake. A real mistake. This girl has been crying this whole time. Don't you think her eyes are red from crying? She's probably not an aberrant at all." I stared at the 2 outside, while pondering the rules in my head. The rules say when the number of aberrants is 2 or more, that's when they start killing. Even if this Xiaowei really is an aberrant, she'll just have to stay quietly in the dorm. It's okay. "It's okay, child. Hurry inside to the big brother's room." "Daddy, he almost killed me." "I'm not going in there." But the man simply pushed his sobbing daughter inside. "I leave Xiaowei in your hands. I still have to find her mother. Would you mind telling me what happened?" The man let out a heavy sigh. 2 days ago, my family was hiding in a basement. My wife received a text message. She went to check it out first. Until tonight, my phone also received a text telling me to come to South City Apartments, room 207, for your protection. Then the 2 of us ran all the way here. So that's how the daily visitors arrive. A pair of invisible hands manipulating the fates of homeowners and survivors. But what is their goal? I snapped out of my thoughts and bid him farewell. I locked the door and sat back in my chair, quietly waiting for today's settlement. A moment later, the computer announced, Day 3 settlement complete. Homeowner, Luja.
Umans Shaltarat 2.
Reward, 200 gold coins. Now that the apartment is sheltering one more person, I no longer have to worry about the mysterious tall man's next visit. The short-term survival crisis is temporarily resolved. Now it's time to plan for the long term. So, I decided to go out and explore after dawn tomorrow. I have no idea if there are dangers around me in this apocalypse. After waking up, I opened the chat room to contact Zhao Kai. After all, the risk of going out is too high. In case the apartment can't be held one day, it would be good to have a place to run to. I must find a reliable ally to ensure my own safety. And Zhao Kai, The madman who dared to invite an aberrant inside is the perfect candidate. I searched for Zhao Kai's avatar. Then I sent him a private message. Hey man, you awake? I have something important to tell you. He replied almost instantly. What's up, brother? Brother, I'm planning to go out and explore tonight. I wanted to see if you're interested in teaming up. I'm down. But we don't know each other's location. I'm in South City Apartments, room 207. What a coincidence, brother. I'm also in South City Apartments, in the underground garage duty room. Maybe the two of us really can go out and take a look. Then, brother Zhao Kai, at 3 p.m. this afternoon, let's meet at the community's central garden. Couple of days ago, I saw people gathering down there. There's a good chance to see what's going on. I have about 90 bullets left. These are non-renewable resources. Every shot fired is one less. Bringing 20 should be enough. I put the bullets in my pants pocket for easy access at any time. The rice will be gone after today. I plan to explore the vicinity today. Maybe I can bring back some food. Hearing this, Xiaoyue immediately looked at me with admiration. The daily mechanical voice rang out on time. However, today it brought some truly good news. Starting today, when you execute the others trying to sneak into your room, there will be a reward of 100 gold coins. Previously, killing others brought no benefit. Every bullet spent was a waste. Now, killing others gives gold coin rewards. From now on, upgrading the house and buying supplies can be accelerated by killing more others. If I don't come back, you two should pick a lucky spot too. Tang Xiaoyue nodded, her eyes brimming with tears. She watched me leave and then closed the door. I cautiously arrived at the agreed meeting point. The garden was now littered with corpses. Seeing this, I flicked off the safety on my rifle. Just what kind of thing could kill so many people? Just then, a voice interrupted my thoughts. Is that you, Luja? Hearing the sound, I immediately looked toward the source. Are you Zhao Kai? It's me. After Zhao Kai walked toward me, we checked each other, confirming that both of us were real humans. Along the way, we saw many corpses of others, and some remains of survivors attacked by them. Another I know said there are plenty of supplies in the mall. Let's look for supplies while seeing if we can find any other humans. The air was thick with the smell of blood, making my chest tighten. There's still someone inside. I looked toward the mall building. Someone upstairs happened to pull back the curtain, peeking toward the garden. Then let's go in and take a look. But Zhao Kai and I searched for half an hour, yet didn't find a single trace of a human. I held my gun and slowly probed toward the end of the hallway. Do you think we're being played by another? It's very possible. But maybe their memory is just scrambled. Let's see what's actually upstairs. Maybe we can still find survivors. With that, we arrived on the second floor. The second floor was full of signs of massive destruction, accompanied by faint, distant screams. This floor was basically a bust as well. Just when I thought today would be a waste, I saw a closed room at the end of the hallway. I immediately pressed myself against the wall. Careful, there might be someone inside. Zhao Kai hid his knife behind his back and knocked. Is anyone in there? We mean no harm. We're just exploring. If you can hear us, please open the door. If no one's there, we're coming in. Silence hung in the air for a few seconds. I took a step forward, then fired a shot directly at the lock. Then I kicked the door open. A strong stench of blood immediately wafted out. I gagged as I walked into the room. What met my eyes was a female corpse. After calming myself, I began to examine the room. A fair amount of food and water had been stockpiled inside. It seems she must have died by accident. Thinking of this, a critical question suddenly hit me. That thin, pale man from 2 days ago might have been here. He likely kills homeowners who haven't sheltered anyone else. I looked at the woman's gruesome remains. This woman was killed by that pale man. Just as I finished speaking, the pale man's voice suddenly came from behind me. Mr. Liu is truly brilliant. I instantly felt like I had fallen into an ice cellar. I turned around and saw that thin, pale man looking at me with a smile. Why are you here? The pale man stared at me with a grin. I'm paying visits to the homeowners in this building. That's why I'm here. It's so dangerous outside. Please stay in your own home and don't go out, sir. I couldn't figure out what the pale man was really after. You don't need to worry about my business. The pale man paused for a moment, but continued to look at me with a smile. By the way, Mr. Luja, I noticed today that many homeowners seem to be actively attacking the others. Your human survival strategy seems to have changed slightly. My creator is very dissatisfied with this. So, Starting tomorrow, the others will launch direct attacks on the houses. I won't disturb Mr. Lu's pleasure of exploring. I'll see you at your dorm door later. Luja, move it. I suddenly snapped back to reality, looking at Zhao Kai with a confused face. Only then did Zhao Kai breathe a sigh of relief. Bro, can you not be so creepy next time? You suddenly froze after you finished speaking. I thought you'd been possessed. That's pretty much what happened. But then I noticed something was off. Zhao Kai had been guarding the door, but he never saw the tall, pale man leave. Could it be that he can teleport? I decided to tell Zhao Kai what happened in a while. It's about time. Let's take the food from this room first. We can look for a supermarket when we have another chance. That's what I was thinking too. Then we began gathering the supplies. There was a decent amount of food in this girl's room. We managed to pack 2 large bags. My backpack was stuffed to the brim, while Zhao Kai found a tote bag and picked up the other half. I hummed a little tune as I reached the door, just about to leave, when I heard faint footsteps in the hallway. I shone my flashlight down the hall. What I saw made me gasp in horror. I thought there was no one outside, but once the light hit, I realized. Crowds of others were gathered in the hallway. Those caught in the light all had pupils, like gray mist or blood-red eyes. Run. The place is crawling with others. After freezing for a moment, I turned and bolted. I didn't forget to warn Zhao Kai as I ran. Just as I spoke, a figure stumbled right in front of me. I raised my gun and fired. The other's head and shoulder were blown away. As the gunshot rang out, the others outside swarmed in. It was like high schoolers rushing the cafeteria for food. Escaping through the stairs was no longer possible. Zhao Kai opened the window and jumped straight down from the 2nd floor. Seeing this, I steeled myself and jumped down after him. We immediately bolted toward our own houses. Without even time to say goodbye, I watched those others like dumplings in a pot pouring out from the 2nd floor windows, and my hair stood on end. I cursed and kept running toward my dorm building. At this moment, the others were about 1,000 meters away from me. Luckily, I'm not some corporate slave stuck in an office all day. This distance, for a strong male college student, is absolutely killing me.
I'm exhausted.
Move your damn legs. Run, but after only 5 minutes, I felt like my lungs were about to pop out. The aberrant behind me was closing in, step by step. Luckily, the rifle in my hand isn't just a fancy stick. Every time it almost caught up, I'd fire a couple of shots behind me. By the time I was almost out of ammo, I finally reached the bottom of the dorm building. I looked up. Brother Luja, grab the rope quickly. There are aberrants in this building too. Whatever you do, don't take the stairs. Hearing that, I immediately tied the rope around my waist. Pull with me now. Then the 2 of them pulled me up with all their might, while the aberrant below could only watch me ascend with resentment. The relief of surviving made me burst out laughing. I gave the aberrant below a friendly international gesture. Still want a piece of Grandpa Lu? Come back in 2 years. But as I was steadily rising, I suddenly felt a sensation of weightlessness. I looked toward the balcony in panic. What are you 2 doing up there? Tang Xiaoyue then poked her head out of the balcony. Sorry, Brother Luja. Someone was breaking down the door outside the dorm. Xiaowei and I were startled, so we hurried to pull you up. Let me see what's going on. Brother Luja, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere? I ignored Tang Xiaoyue's concern and rushed toward my locker. Forget about that for now. Let me check the situation at the door. After reloading, I rushed back to the door. Although the original doors and windows had been reinforced, they couldn't withstand prolonged battering. Just as I was about to check the situation, an axe blade smashed straight through the door. I was startled at first. Then I cursed out of pure rage. Who the hell has a chopping fetish? Can't you show some restraint? I spent 100 gold coins to upgrade this door. You bastards. Pay me back for my door. After that, I aimed through the hole at the outside. After a series of gunshots, there was silence outside. Dark blood seeped in through the cracks of the door. I leaned in and peeked through the hole. The area was a complete mess, but the threat was gone. Only then did I collapse onto the floor, exhausted. Brother Luja, are you okay? I'm fine, just a bit tired. I'm gonna take a shower. You keep watch here for a bit. After I finished showering, the apartment had been cleaned spotless by the 2 girls. Since I had just killed a bunch of aberrants, I decided to check the host panel to see if there were any rewards. Sure enough, a few lines of text appeared on the computer screen. All visitors for tonight have concluded their visit. Calculating the shelter results for day 4. Host, Luja, number of people sheltered, 2. Number of aberrants eliminated, 8. Rewards obtained, 800 gold coins, 2 kill loot boxes. I clicked on the description for the kill loot box. Special rewards for killing aberrants. Opening the box may yield any random reward. Got it. I see. This is gear dropped from killing monsters. I immediately opened the host panel and opened one of the loot boxes. Congratulations. You've received 1 upgrade card. Can upgrade any item to the next level for free. This is pretty good. But using it to upgrade the door would be a waste. Better save it for later. Then I opened the second loot box. This time I got some basic construction materials. Basic materials. Not bad at all. I thought about the threats I might face in the future. Just upgrading the door definitely won't be enough. I need to find a way to increase the safe house's counterattack capability. With that in mind, I opened the shop menu and started browsing the categories. Suddenly, I saw one of the options, turrets. I clicked it to take a look. It contained various active defense weapons, from manually operated arrow towers to turrets capable of firing shells. Everything was there. The higher the level of the turret, the more resources and gold coins it cost. Besides that, there were mandatory requirements for installation, the most important one being the floor area. If the area isn't large enough, high-level turrets can't be installed. Otherwise, one shot, and I don't know if it would kill the aberrant, but it would definitely collapse my dorm. Right now, the only thing I can build is a simple arrow tower. I opened the description for the arrow tower. Simple arrow tower. Requires 1 person to operate, 1 person to reload. Can deal damage to unprotected targets. The materials to build the tower cost about 2,000 gold coins. But luckily, I got a lot of materials from the loot boxes. I only needed to add another 600 gold coins to build the arrow tower. Then I took the remaining 500 gold coins and used them all to upgrade the doors and windows. Door and window upgrade successful. Beginning installation. As the system notification sounded, the sound of construction echoed from outside the door. After 10 minutes of noise, the apartment door had been replaced by a massive steel door. The peephole had become an observation window, and there were slots to poke weapons through for attacking. I looked at Tang Xiaoyue excitedly. This feels way more secure than before. I'll never have to risk my life checking visitors again. When did you ever risk your life? I'm the one who opens the door every single time. Don't sweat the details. Then I opened the warehouse panel. Install arrow tower. Took nearly half an hour. Before the arrow tower was finally completed. The moment it was finished, the system's voice suddenly rang through the dorm. Congratulations to the host for raising the dorm defense level to level 3. The host now has the capacity to shelter more people. Daily survivor settlement reward increased by 100 gold coins. Hearing this, I was overjoyed. There's a reward like this after upgrading? Starting tomorrow, for every survivor I shelter, I'll get a settlement of 200 gold coins. Brother Luja, you're incredible. Thank you. I'll repay you in the future. Just don't repay me with revenge. After I upgraded the entire dorm, the first visitor finally arrived. No need to guess. It's definitely that lanky, pale guy. I opened the observation window. The pale man's face was pressed right against it. I would like to ask Mr. Luja a question. Please answer truthfully. In your house, are there 2 or more survivors besides yourself? Yes, there are. Another 18-year-old girl. You're quite the lucky man. I hope your luck holds up next time. I will visit again in 2 days. By then, there must be at least 4 survivors in your house. Please make sure you stay alive until we meet. After speaking, the pale man left. Only then did Tang Xiaoyue, hiding in the side bedroom, peek her head out. Where on earth did that ghost-like man come from? He's terrifying. But he felt like some kind of inspector to me, checking if the homeowners completed the shelter goals he set, and those who failed will be eliminated immediately. After that, his demands kept getting higher and higher, until we can't meet them anymore? I don't know that yet, but I believe there must be a way. As long as we're alive, we still have a chance. My house can be upgraded, until one day it reaches a level where inhumans cannot break through the defenses. Maybe we can hold out until the end of the apocalypse. Brother Luja, with you saying that, I'm not afraid anymore. Xiaowei and I both trust you. After a chaotic day, we were all exhausted. Under the protection of the upgraded house, I finally managed to get some peaceful sleep. When I woke up the next day, I checked the chat logs. How's everyone doing? Brothers? I feel like no one is talking in the group anymore. Is it possible that most homeowners are dead, and we're just the lucky ones? It's true. I checked the Area A homeowner chat group. 70% of the avatars had already gone gray. Only about 30 people were still alive. Fortunately, Zhao Kai's avatar was still lit. Just then, he popped up in the group. Whatever happens, everyone just try your best to survive. Today's broadcast is about to start. Let's focus on the main event. As the clock struck 6, the broadcast began on time. A cold, mechanical voice rang out. I feel sick just hearing this voice now, because hearing it means the disaster is still ongoing. Everyone still has to struggle in this apocalypse. Survivors, it's been a while. Following yesterday's announcement that killing Inhumans yields rewards, has anyone tried it yet? The kill leaderboard will be announced in each area's homeowner group shortly. You can check if your name is on the list. At the same time, I have another piece of good news for you today. The anti-fake emergency force has completed preliminary research on the Inhumans. Starting today, our heroes will venture deep into various areas to begin exploration. Homeowners, please do not panic when you see emergency force personnel and cooperate fully with their investigation. Those who resist will be punished. This is great. Brother Luja, did you hear that? The emergency force is here. Are we finally saved? I shook my head. Don't celebrate too early. I've never heard of this anti-fake emergency force before. Don't imagine them as some kind of saviors. The only thing that can save us right now is the dormitory we're living in. Everything else is useless. Even if they've arrived, I don't think they can solve the problem. I have zero good feelings toward this emergency force. If they really wanted to save people, they would have appeared when the apocalypse first began. Why wait until now? Besides, in this apocalypse, what role are they actually playing? I have no idea. What if these Inhumans were created by them? You never know. Then I turned my attention back to the system. It brought me another piece of bombshell news. According to the latest findings of the anti-fake emergency force, another trait to identify Inhumans has been added. Some Inhumans have replaced humans killed by high temperatures, so they will have burn marks on their bodies. There will be 5 visitors today. Homeowners, please inspect carefully during screening. After that, the mechanical voice faded. The Area A Inhuman kill leaderboard appeared in the group chat. I took a look. As expected, I topped the list with 6 kills from yesterday. I had anticipated this, so I wasn't very surprised. But the second place wasn't Zhao Kai, which piqued my interest. Wang Ping. I've never seen this name before. Anyone who has spoken in the group, I have some impression of them. Could it be this guy has been lurking this whole time, without saying a single word? Just then, Xiaoyue stood by the balcony, looking down. Stop chatting, you two. Come quickly and look at the plaza below. There's a crowd of people in hazmat suits with guns on their backs. Tang Xiaoyue and I immediately went to the balcony to look down. On the plaza that was once filled with corpses, 7 or 8 pickup trucks were now parked. Dozens of soldiers in hazmat suits stepped out, with rifles slung over their backs. They were loading the surrounding corpses into the trucks. Soon, the plaza was no longer such a gruesome sight. I wasn't the only one seeing this. When other survivors saw the soldiers below, they burst into cheers. Some gathered by their windows, waving and shouting. Some even ran downstairs to welcome their saviors. Seeing this, Xiaoyue also wanted to stand up and cheer. What are you doing? Xiaoyue gripped my arm and looked at me innocently. Why are you stopping me? Aren't these the people from the news, the anti-fake emergency force? Aren't they here to save us? I face-bombed in speechlessness. Who told you they're here to save people? Before the apocalypse, you couldn't even fully trust the news. Now that the world has ended, how can you still be so naive? After I said that, Xiaoyue finally calmed down a bit, but the 18-year-old girl had a streak of rebellion in her bones. She was still being stubborn. The way to identify Inhumans, wasn't that discovered by them? If they weren't here to save people, why would they come all the way here? Well said. Then guess where they got so many normal people and Inhumans to conduct their research on. Now Xiaoyue was completely speechless. A storm of doubt surged in her heart. I pushed Xiaoyue back into the dorm and closed the curtains. There's still a lot you need to accept and learn. If you want to stay here, you need to make your own contribution. I handed the dinner plates to Xiaoyue. Starting today, you're in charge of all the chores in the dorm. The first 2 days you just arrived. You needed time to adjust. It was fine letting you eat for free for a bit, but if you think you can get food without putting in any work, then you can get lost right now. I wouldn't lower my standards just because Xiaoyue is pretty. If you want shelter and protection, then you must put in the labor. Xiaoyue looked at the plates in her hands in disbelief. She had never done something like this in her life.
Tang Xiaoyue.
She stepped forward, preparing to take the plates. Let me do it. You just watch and learn for now, then you'll know how to wash them. No. Let her do it. I raised my hand to stop Tang Xiaoyue. She's doing it. I wouldn't give Xiaoyue any chance to slack off. I need to break her spoiled little princess attitude. Xiaoyue stomped toward the sink, clutching the plate. I turned my attention back to the computer. Most shelter owners are like me, choosing to wait and see, focusing solely on surviving the night. There are 5 visitors today, the highest number since the apocalypse began. I waited, fiddling with the computer. Around 11 p.m., the first knock sounded. Tang Xiaoyue went to the door and opened the observation window. Hello. If you wish to enter, please undergo an inspection. Before Tang Xiaoyue could finish, she saw the person at the door grinning, baring their teeth. Tang Xiaoyue fell back in terror. Brother Luja, this person is a mutant. Got it. Leave it to me. This time, I'll use the bow tower to take out this mutant. Rifle ammo is too precious. The shop hasn't opened for purchases yet. My defense level must be too low. Some items are restricted. I maneuvered the bow tower, aiming at the window. Operating the bow tower isn't hard. Tang Xiaoyue took the chance to open the weapon slot in the iron door. The mutant's chest was completely exposed. The mutant noticed the hole in the door, bending down curiously to investigate, but the moment he lowered his head, a meter-long arrow shot straight for his face. I hit the mutant right between the eyes. Even the skull, the hardest part of the human skeleton, proved fragile against the bow tower. The arrow pierced straight through the skull. The mutant's body collapsed limply on the ground. After clearing the corpse, I pondered whether to let anyone else in tonight. The slender pale man is coming for inspection tomorrow night. The dorm needs to house 4 or more survivors, which means I need 2 more. I hope I get lucky. Please let some human survivors come. I prayed silently in my heart, but reality had other plans. Until 3 a.m., I had welcomed a total of 4 visitors. All 4 of them were mutants. 3 of them didn't even bother pretending. They just tried to smash their way in. Another one tried to sneak in, but I killed him instantly with 1 arrow. I guarded the door with growing anxiety. If tomorrow is like today, we're gonna have to restart. Instead of waiting to die at home, we'd be better off surviving in the wild. Tang Xiaoyue tried to comfort me, but she was just as anxious. Xiaoyue was so stressed she couldn't even speak, until the door was knocked for the 5th time. We all took a deep breath. Tang Xiaoyue went to the door and opened the window, reciting her usual lines. We still have space here. If you want to enter, please undergo an inspection first. No problem. We know the rules. Tang Xiaoyue shone her flashlight outside, only to find a man and a woman standing in the hallway. They looked young, probably in their early 20s. The girl hid behind her boyfriend, eyeing Tang Xiaoyue. But when Tang Xiaoyue saw them, she looked like she'd seen a ghost. Brother Luja, something's wrong. 2 people arrived at once. I was stunned. I leaned right up to the observation window. It really was 2 people. The guy at the door saw me and Tang Xiaoyue, and forced a flattering smile. Hey there, you 2. My girlfriend and I came together. Is there a problem with that? Can your place not accommodate both of us? That's not the issue. Just wait a second. I don't know if I remembered wrong, so let me ask you something. In today's news, didn't it say there were 5 visitors today? I remember it being 5 as well. We both looked at Xiaoyue. Xiaoyue nodded. This is insane. Today's visitors came in waves. Unlike yesterday's mutants who tried to break in, they came one by one. Logically, it should have been exactly 5 people. So why are there 2 people outside? What does this mean? A buy one get one free deal? Brother Luja, do you think the news report was wrong? Maybe the 5 people he mentioned actually meant 5 groups of people, and this last group just happened to be 2. That doesn't make sense either. My dad and I came together, and we were both counted as visitors. Maybe as time time passes, the news information might have some errors. That's possible. Don't panic yet. I'll go ask. I remembered the chat room wouldn't be muted starting tonight, so I immediately asked others if they'd encountered this. However, not only did no one else experience this, but my message actually spread panic in the group. The importance of the daily system news is obvious to us shelter owners. You could even say, we survive by relying on the information from the news. Now telling them that the news is no longer reliable. What are they supposed to believe in? Time. I didn't know how to handle the two people at the door to prepare for the slender pale man's inspection. I couldn't decide whether to let them in or kill them. Just then, the knocking sounded again. If you're not willing to take us in, my partner and I are leaving. It'll be dawn soon. If we don't find a safe house, something terrible will happen. I sighed, preparing to let the young couple go, pinning my hopes on tomorrow. Just as I opened the observation window again, ready to tell them to leave, a sudden burst of static noise erupted. Information error. One extra person. Some of them have bypassed our observation. Tang Xiaoyue and Xiao Wei's eyes widened, both looking at the hand-cranked radio on the bookshelf. The radio I'd always treated as a decoration was suddenly receiving intermittent signals. Tang Xiaoyue grabbed my arm in shock. Brother Luja, this radio, it sounds like it's talking about what happened today. I heard it too. I was equally surprised. I never imagined this radio could actually pick up a signal. Looks like I'll have to study it tomorrow. Then, I turned my attention back to the couple at the door. If the radio is correct, then I'm not the only one dealing with extra people today. It's because the pseudo-emergency forces information was wrong. In that case, I don't need to be afraid. I'll just treat them as normal survivors and inspect them. You two don't have to leave. I have room for both of you, but before you enter, you must undergo an inspection. Then you'd better hurry. It's almost dawn. I know what I'm doing. Stop rushing me. Put your hands out. I need to check your fingers. Holding hands, they reached their hands inside. They barely passed the first inspection. I shone the flashlight into their eyes again. Everything looked normal there too. Final check. You two take off your clothes, except for necessary covering. Leave nothing else on. What kind of inspection is that? You're not trying to take advantage of my girlfriend, are you? No way. I haven't even seen her yet. Who are you to get a turn? There are already 2 female survivors in my dorm. Both are at least as pretty as your girlfriend. Still no. We won't stay here. Worst case, another homeowner takes us in. Lu Nian, let's go. After saying that, the boy tried to pull his girlfriend away, but Lu Nian threw his hand off. Wang Ming, are you insane? Dawn is almost here. Where can we even go? If you want to die, go by yourself. I'm staying right here. After saying that, Lu Nian started taking off her camisole. Wang Ming did not dare disobey her. With tears in his eyes, he also took off his shirt. Wang Ming's body had nothing worth looking at. He was basically skin and bones. Still, he seemed fairly normal. But Lu Nian's body needed a closer look. When she exposed herself, I realized I had underestimated her. But when I saw Lu Nian's back, I found a black mark there. Seeing it, I grew alert again. Where did that black mark on your back come from? Wang Ming and Lu Nian had each shown one suspicious trait. If both of them were aberrants, and I let them in, once the number of aberrants in the dorm reached 2 or more, they would start killing. This is my birthmark. I've had it since I was little. Babe, so you had a birthmark on your back? I didn't even know. Obviously, you've never seen it. Of course you didn't know. Prove to me that it's a birthmark. Lu Nian stayed silent for a moment, then sighed. I don't have any childhood photos saved, so I can't provide evidence. But it really is a birthmark, and I even had laser surgery on it when I was young. I was about 6 then. Hearing that, I remembered the test Zhao Kai had done before. Most aberrants don't remember memories from long ago. The farther back the memory is from the time they were replaced, the blurrier it becomes. You know that ad where the leopard chases someone, right? Tell me, why was the leopard chasing her? Lu Nian and Wang Ming froze at the same time. Because she had Gigi cough syrup. Correct answer. You two can come in. There are only 2 bedrooms in the apartment. You came late, so sleep in the living room. Hearing living room, Wang Ming immediately looked unhappy, but he didn't say anything. Isn't there still one spot? Can't I just sleep there? No. You don't deserve it. The master bedroom is my room, so you are not qualified to sleep there. Lu Nian looked down at the rifle in my hand, then at the bow tower by the door. She pouted. Fine then. After we get familiar, can we sleep together? We'll talk about that later. Okay. brother, but I'm scared to sleep alone. I hope you can lower your guard around me soon. When that time comes, I promise you'll be satisfied with me." After saying that, Lu Nian walked to the living room. When the door closed, I shivered. Tang Xiaoyue and Xiaowei beside me looked at Lu Nian. They mouthed silently, fake innocent. After that, we waited about half an hour. The sky outside began to brighten. The computer also sounded the settlement prompt. Settlement begins. Homeowner, Luja.
Sheltara tumans, 4.
Reward obtained, 800 gold coins. Hearing this, the weight in my heart finally dropped. I could finally rest. The next afternoon, I started thinking about the food problem again. The food I brought back last time could feed us for about 5 days. But now we had 2 more mouths. That food would only last 3 days. After it was gone, should we go out exploring? Or buy directly from the shop? I was thinking about that too. The outside world was full of danger, but it wasn't like no humans moved on the ground. Weren't the anti-fake emergency troops doing exactly that? So in that regard, I leaned more toward gathering supplies outside. The precious gold coins should be saved for house upgrades. So I made a decision. After tonight's slender pale man completed his inspection, I would call Zhao Kai and go out again tomorrow. The slender pale man arrived 15 minutes earlier than expected. There was not a single footstep in the corridor. That pale face suddenly pressed against the observation window. Its cold gaze swept over the 4 people in the apartment. Without another word, in 2 days, 6 people. Then it vanished as silently as it had arrived. After it left, the atmosphere in the apartment remained frozen. Wang Ming huddled in a corner of the sofa. His face was full of terror. Lu Nian was calmer, leaning against the wall and playing with her hair. Tomorrow morning, Zhao Kai and I will go out to search for supplies. You 2 guard the apartment. If you slip up even a little, you know the consequences. Then, what about us? I can help too. We'll help look after things too. It's just that when you go out, brother, you must be careful. Bring back more supplies. I ignored her and turned into the bedroom. I divided up the bullets and checked the rifle again. Only then did I lie down on the bed. At the first light of dawn, I left with my backpack. According to my agreement with Zhao Kai, we would meet in the community's central garden. The corpses in the garden had been cleaned up by the anti-fake emergency troops. Only dark red stains and a choking smell of blood remained. Luja, did that ghostly thing come to you again last night? I was notified too. In 2 days, it wants 5 people. This threshold is getting higher and higher. We talked as we walked. We headed toward the large mall outside the residential complex. That was the destination we agreed on last night. The mall had plenty of supplies, enough for the people in the apartment to eat for quite a while. What do you think of the anti-fake emergency troops? Yesterday, they cleared the bodies from the garden. A lot of homeowners went down to join them, a bunch of things with unknown origins. Last night, I saw them drag the corpses to a warehouse in the suburbs. That didn't look like disposal at all. It looked more like they were taking them for research. I suspect the appearance of Aberrants has everything to do with them. His words matched the suspicion in my heart. I nodded. The 2 of us stayed alert the whole way. We avoided several groups of wandering Aberrants. These Aberrants seemed much smarter than before. Some had even learned to ambush from the hallways. Luckily, Zhao Kai and I worked in perfect sync. I provided cover fire with my rifle from a distance, while Zhao Kai handled the close quarters combat with his machete. Along the way, we managed to take down 3 mutants. The sound of gold coins entering my account via the system became the most beautiful sound in this apocalypse. Half an hour later, we finally reached the supermarket. The shutters were halfway open, the interior pitch black.
Emanating a Shilinora.
Shopping carts were strewn haphazardly across the entrance, along with several mutant corpses. Dark, ink-colored blood stained the floor. Zhao Kai and I exchanged a glance. Zhao Kai weighed his machete in his hand and ventured inside first. I followed close behind, rifle ready. I switched on my flashlight. The place was a total wreck. Shelves had collapsed, snacks and drinks scattered everywhere. The air was thick with the stench of rotting, expired food. I scanned the surroundings with my light and suddenly spotted a faint silhouette behind a shelf. I shouted, "Who's there?" The figure jumped in fright, looking up to reveal a face streaked with tears. It was a girl in her 20s. Don't shoot. We're human." Zhao Kai stepped forward, checking their nails and eyes. He shook his head at me. They're human. Nothing's wrong with them. Seeing we meant no harm, the girl finally breathed a sigh of relief. She finally let out a long breath, pulled the little girl close, and burst into tears. My name is Lin Wan, and this is my sister, Nian. We've been hiding here for 3 days. The outside is crawling with mutants. We didn't dare leave. I looked at the two sisters and had a thought. Wanna come with me? I have a safe house. Can protect you. Lin Wan froze for a moment, then nodded frantically. Yes, we'll go with you. While Zhao Kai and I gathered supplies, Lin Wan helped us while holding Nian. The little girl was very well behaved, neither crying nor fussing. She just gripped her sister's clothes, stealing glances at me. There were more supplies than expected. I filled 2 backpacks to the brim. Biscuits, canned food, bottled water. Enough to sustain everyone in the apartment for half a month. Back at the apartment, Tang Xiaoyue and Xiaowei saw I'd brought back 2 people, along with 2 full backpacks of supplies. They looked thrilled and rushed over to help. Wang Ming and Lu Nian joined in as well. Seeing Lin Wan and the girl, Lu Nian's lips parted, but she ultimately said nothing. Suddenly, there were 6 people crammed into the apartment. Felt a bit claustrophobic, but it temporarily satisfied the pale man's requirements. As long as we survive, a bit of crowding is acceptable. Just then, there was a knock at the door. I froze. I checked the time. It was exactly midnight. This should be the time for sleep. Why would someone be knocking now? Had the mutants evolved to visit during the day? Filled with doubt, I cautiously opened the peephole. I saw 2 people at the door wearing biohazard suits and carrying guns. The mutant removal rescue team. One of them spoke. Tomorrow we will take 1 person from your place. We're just here to notify you today. On what grounds should we give you anyone? This is a notification, not a request for your opinion. If you don't hand them over, don't blame us for being ruthless. With that, they turned and left. I closed the peephole, opened the system chat room, intending to contact Zhang Kai to check his situation. I sent several messages, but there was no reply. Had something happened to him? Just then, Tang Xiaoyue brought me some instant noodles. Although I brought back 2 large bags of food, our numbers were also steadily increasing. We still had to be frugal. I had Tang Xiaoyue distribute to everyone 1 bottle of water and either a pack of noodles or bread. Nian is a child and still growing, so I gave her an extra pack of biscuits. As I ate my noodles, I thought, the removal rescue team is coming for someone tomorrow. But my current number of people is just enough for the pale man. If I hand someone over during the day, what will happen when the pale man comes at night? Just as I was stressing over this, I suddenly heard crying nearby.
He walked over.
What's wrong? I wasn't full just now, and since the little girl wasn't eating her biscuits, I helped her eat some. You don't work, you eat for free, and now you're stealing a child's food? Nian is hungry too. How about giving us some more food? Do these people realize what time it is? Do they think food is still as easy to get as before, where you could just buy it at a supermarket? Tonight's visitors, you'll be the one checking them. In my house, no one eats for free without working. Brother, are you checking the visitors with me? You're doing it yourself. After saying that, I walked over to Nian and said to Lin Wan, who was holding her, you're too afraid to fight the mutants, so why are you too afraid to fight back when people bully you? Lin Wan looked at me, her eyes reddening. Looking at them, I suddenly felt a massive headache. I returned to my bedroom. Just then, Tang Xiaoyue came in. Brother Lu, who do you want to hand over tomorrow? We don't know where this removal rescue team comes from, nor have they explained what they want the person for. But don't worry, no matter what, I won't let them take you. Only then did she leave reassured. In the blink of an eye, night fell. Tang Xiaoyue watched Lu Nian to make sure she doesn't let any mutants in. Xiaowei man the arrow tower. Coordinate with each other. I opened the system chat room. As expected, everyone was discussing the requirement to hand over 1 person. Homeowner A, where did this removal rescue team come from? Does anyone know?
Homeowners.
We have to hand someone over tomorrow. Have you all chosen who yet? Homeowner C, we just hand them over because they told us to? I don't believe it. I simply don't believe it. What can they even do if we don't? I looked closely. Over the past few days, only about 20 homeowners were still online. Just then, Tang Xiaoyue called me. Brother Lu, I rushed out of the bedroom. What is it? The mutants visiting tonight are strange. They're much stronger than yesterday, and far more aggressive. The mutants are evolving faster than I imagined. This is terrifying. I looked at Tang Xiaoyue in confusion. While I was checking one of the mutants just now, a mutant grabbed Lu Nian once, but the mutant was already killed by Xiao Wei. Lu Nian was just terrified. I checked the door and found the steel plate had several dents from the impact. I'm currently at level 3 defense, and it still got hit like this? Looks like I need to upgrade my defenses immediately. If I can't keep up with the mutant's evolution speed, sooner or later they'll break right through the door. Just then, Lu Nian suddenly clung to my leg. Big brother, let me do something else. I don't want to check the visitors anymore. It's too terrifying. So, do you want to go out and scavenge for supplies? Or do you want to kill mutants to earn me gold coins? Lu Nian shook her head again. Not that either. You're getting picky now. Huh? Hey, what are you doing? How could you treat my baby like this? What? You got a problem with that? Let's talk this out calmly. Let's go over there. Ignore him. If it weren't for the pale man's requirement for the number of people, I wouldn't even let them through the door. As dawn broke, the familiar system settlement sound rang out as expected. Settlement beginning. Homeowner, Luja.
Umans Shaltarat. Sis.
Reward, 800 gold coins. Kill reward, 400 gold coins. Kill loot boxes x2. I was pleasantly surprised. There are actually kill rewards. Xiao Wei was operating the arrow tower tonight, and I didn't expect it to count toward the rewards. Is it because it's a system arrow tower? I'll have to verify that later. But then I looked up, confused, looking at Lin Wan and Lin Yanyan. Why aren't there gold rewards for sheltering them? Based on the count, they are clearly real people. Then I noticed a red exclamation mark next to the system. I clicked on it. Safe house occupancy exceeds current capacity. Level upgrade required. Additionally, increasing comfort can increase settlement gold. Then it hit me, so the number of people the safe house can shelter is limited. Looking at the space, it really is too small. Forget about comfort. Several people can't even move around the living room at once. I opened the system and checked my balance. Not enough gold coins. I have 2 urgent priorities right now. First, upgrade the safe house defenses as quickly as possible. Second, increase the shelter capacity. If I can improve the comfort, I can increase the gold income. In other words, if I have enough people, the gold coins I get every day will be endless. As for the defenses, I can leave that for tomorrow or the day after once I have more gold. With that in mind, I decisively opened the store's upgrade page. I found the house upgrade option and selected add bedroom and side room. The house suddenly shuddered slightly. Next to the existing bedroom and side room, the sound of renovation began to echo. It felt as if a transparent wall was blocking the air. After waiting for about half an hour, the renovation sounds stopped all at once. I saw a new door appearing next to the bedroom and side room. I opened it and walked inside. It added about 50 square meters, enough to fit 4 beds each. I bought beds from the store and placed them. Then I bought 8 small tables to put beside the beds. I won't buy anything else for now. Just having a clean bed to lie on and sleep in is already quite comfortable. I named the original room's bedroom 1 and side room 1, and the new one's bedroom 2 and side room 2. Wang Ming looked at the new rooms. Can the baby and I live here? I nodded. This bedroom is for you 2 and those 2. All 4 of you stay together. Big brother, there are so many people in this room. I want to stay with you, or I can just stay inside room 2. If you don't want a bed, keep sleeping in the living room. Lu Nian reluctantly entered bedroom 2. I prepared to go back to bedroom 1 to sleep. I saw Xiao Wei standing at the bedroom door. Clearly, she was waiting for me. What's wrong? Xiao Wei clasped her hands, looking at me anxiously. Come in and talk. After stepping inside, she hurriedly said, I've become very proficient at operating the arrow tower now. You've learned quickly. Does that mean I'm someone who contributes? Didn't you want to join the mutant rescue team before? Now is the perfect chance. Although I don't know why they want people, I'm sure the treatment there is better than here. You might even get your own room. I don't want to go. I'll learn to do more things. Please don't hand me over. If you can't bear to let me go, then don't go. I want to stay here. After Xiao Wei left, I lay in bed, thinking, this mutant rescue team wants every homeowner to hand over 1 person. What for? To expand their ranks? I eventually fell asleep with those questions. When I woke up and checked my phone, It was already 3 p.m. I walked out of the room and saw Xiaoyue looking out from the balcony.
He walked over
And saw 2 cars parked in the small garden below. A dozen people in hazmat suits with guns were surrounding the entrance of a nearby building. Seeing how alert they were, I asked Xiaoyue, what's going on? 2 cars arrived half an hour ago, and they've been surrounding it ever since. I looked closely at that building. The weather was clear today. Sunlight hit the glass of the opposite building, reflecting a blinding glare. I suddenly thought of the pale man. Could it be him? Just then, I saw the people surrounding the building move. A few of them entered the building cautiously. Shortly after, the remaining people outside entered as well. Then suddenly the building shuddered. A violent explosion ripped through, followed by flames. Screams erupted one after another. People leaped from the building, engulfed in fire, but it was too high. They still jumped recklessly, staining the ground below red, like a field of red flowers blooming. This is bad. Something terrible is happening. Sure enough, in less than an hour, another car arrived. A few people got out, ignoring the fire still raging inside, and rushed in. Shortly after, I saw them emerge carrying a black bag. They got in the car and sped away. What was that? Something that would make the rescue team ignore so many lives, just to obtain it. The atmosphere this afternoon was deathly silent. I sat on the sofa playing a mobile game. Everyone else stayed in their rooms. If the rescue team insists on taking someone, then let's see whose guns are more powerful. Just then, a knock sounded at the door. The weight in my heart finally lifted. They finally arrived. I opened the door. Sure enough, the people outside were team members in hazmat suits with guns. They saw me open the door. How many people are in here? Is there any room left? What do you mean? One of our members is injured. We're looking for a host to take us in. I do have some space, but let me check you first. I understand. After the check, following the rules. You guys go over there. I stepped aside to let them in. The 2 of them helped the injured man inside. Once he was settled, that team member came back out. He introduced himself. My name is Feng Hui, captain of this squad. The injured one inside is Wang Gang. We're survivors from the explosion just now. Then why didn't you return to the anomaly rescue team? Our mission failed. According to the rules, we'd be punished if we went back. Besides, no one knows the 3 of us are still alive. What is your punishment? Feng Hui didn't answer, so I didn't press further. Until evening, no one else came knocking. Looks like the anomaly rescue team isn't coming today. The cold system voice rang out on time. From today, the traits to distinguish Aberrants will no longer be announced. The Aberrant kill list will be updated shortly. The top 3 hosts will receive extra rewards. The number of visitors will no longer be tracked. All hosts strive to survive. I was completely stunned. Have the Aberrants evolved to a point where even the system can't tell them apart? Cold sweat broke out on my back. The system can't even track the number of visitors anymore? What on earth is happening? If we can't get information through the system, what are we supposed to do? Just then, I noticed Zhang Kai replied to my private message. Brother, something terrible happened here. When I came back from outside yesterday, I found a real human killed by an Aberrant in my room. You didn't check properly before. No, I just couldn't tell the difference. Now there are only 2 people left in my room tonight. If that damn thing comes, I probably won't survive the night. If I don't reply to you tomorrow, come to my place and take all the supplies. No way. I tried taking in other hosts, but as soon as it hit midnight, that host self-destructed. I closed the chat interface. It's almost time for the visitors to arrive. I can't go over to help. I only hope Zhang Kai can survive this crisis. Bro, this thing just made a sound. We have achieved victory in this battle. I waited a bit longer before realizing it didn't make any more sound. I asked Tang Xiaoyue what the radio said before. I heard the radio go off once earlier. I've been tinkering with it these past 2 days. While tuning the dial, I heard this channel speaking, but there were so many people talking. I couldn't make out what they were saying. I don't know how many waves of visitors will come tonight. Everyone, get ready in a moment. Okay, I'll go notify them. Tang Xiaoyue left after speaking. Soon, a violent knocking sounded at the door. The person outside seemed very urgent. The door shook and rattled from the knocking. Lu Nian went to open the door and check. As soon as she opened the observation window, a piercing scream erupted from her. I looked up. Lu Nian scrambled backward in panic. I saw an arm reaching through the observation window. The arm was scrawny, hard, and blackened. The 5 fingertips were sharp and tinged with a bluish black. Luckily, Lu Nian reacted quickly and retreated in time. Otherwise, one scratch would have ripped her skin open. I rushed to the kitchen, found a few kitchen knives. I flicked through them and picked one that felt right. I went to the door. That arm was still clawing around. I gripped the knife in my hand and hacked down with force. The knocking outside paused briefly. Then came even more violent knocking. That didn't sound like knocking. It sounded more like they were smashing the door. 4 or 5 more arms reached through the observation window, clawing blindly from every direction. I took the knife and hacked another one. Go get Wang Ming out here. Stop hiding in the room pretending to be dead. Go to the kitchen and find a knife. Come and hack them. Wang Ming was dawdling in the kitchen. Feng Hui saw him. Without a word, he went straight to the kitchen and grabbed a knife. Every time a few reached in, we hacked a few off. The knocking outside stopped. Now, fire. Screams erupted one after another outside.
Ibaita moment.
Then I raised my gun, opened the door, and charged out. Several Aberrants shot dead by the squad lay at the door. Not far away stood a few Aberrants with only half an arm left. Seeing the door open, they roared and charged forward. I didn't even blink as I fired, blowing all their heads off. Yellowish-white brain matter dripped from the ceiling. The entire corridor was flooded with fluids and smelled putrid. This was only the first wave. No wonder the system stopped tracking the number of visitors. The situation before me was beyond counting. I rushed back into the room, opened the system shop and looked for blades. I bought a few chopping knives, but my level is too low for better blades. I still can't buy firearms from the shop. The Aberrants I just killed earned me a nice sum of gold coins. I gave the chopping knives to Feng Hui, as expected of someone from a professional background. His strikes were fast, ruthless, and precise. I went back to the kitchen and dragged Wang Ming out. When the next Aberrants come, you're charging first. With thick green fluid splattered on me, I looked at him with cold eyes. Otherwise, I'll hack you to death myself. Suddenly, the hair on my neck stood up. I looked back. The pale, lanky man had appeared out of nowhere. He was standing at the door, smiling at me. Good evening, Mr. Lu. Looks like you've just been through a fierce battle. Yes. I have 9 people here now, which far exceeds the number you required. I've even completed the next one. Mr. Lu, you're quite lucky. However, who told you the requirement for next time is still the number of people? What is it then? We'll just have to wait until we meet again. I'm looking forward to it. Who on earth is this pale man? Who is issuing these tasks? Before I could finish my thought, I saw them coming from the end of the corridor, a horde of Aberrants. I slammed the door shut, calling everyone, time to work. As dawn broke, I gasped and lowered my gun, looking at Feng Hui, bent over and panting with his hatchet. Which wave was this? The 4th one. Any more? It's dawn. Gold coin. Lu Nian, you and Lin Wan clean up the entrance. I looked at Wang Ming, patted him on the shoulder. Well done. What's the plan now? Who knows how many of those damn things will come next time? I took a sip of water, looking at the moon still glowing red on the horizon. My gaze was resolute. Hold this apartment. Find more survivors to upgrade the defenses. Whether it's the mutants or that pale, slender man. If they want to touch my people, they'll have to step over my corpse. I know, the road ahead will only get harder. There will be more danger, more unknowns. But as long as this apartment stands, as long as the people by my side are still here, I will keep defending, leading them through this apocalypse, to carve out a path to survival.